Yo, what is up, everybody? My name is Chris McLean. This is Hater Radio. It's a media brand dedicated to college football. We're going to recap week zero, the games that were yesterday. I'm not going to be a long show because I'm actually trying to get to a concert, Metallica, as soon as I leave here from my place. And then Ian is not with us tonight because he's got something he's got to do. So it's just me tonight, Chris McLean. You can reach us at hater_radio on Twitter, Instagram, on YouTube. It's youtube.com/@haterradio, and haterradio1@gmail.com is our email. Haterradio.com for all our articles. Right now we got the season previews for USC already on there. Florida, South Florida, and UCLA going to be in the next several days. And then there'll be an article about the Florida game on Wednesday. And then this will be some other stuff before the real true start of the season, which is next Saturday. So I'm excited. I'm really pumped. This is the time of the year where, it really starts to, just ramp up everything. So it's like week zero was nice, but this coming week, this coming Wednesday when we break down the show, which actually more likely is going to be Thursday because Ian's not going to be available on Wednesday either. But Thursday, I'll be in Salt Lake City. So we'll do the show live from outside of Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City. But excited about that, excited for the game on Thursday. But let's break down the games a little bit. Saturday was USC versus San Jose State. It was, the offense looked pretty good in certain aspects. Definitely the freshman, Zachariah, looked tremendous out there. The wide receiver, he had a kickoff return for a touchdown and another reception for a touchdown from Caleb Williams. And Caleb had pretty good stats. I think he had 4 TDs and over like 250 yards. So solid start to the season, definitely Heisman worthy start. So he'll be able to pursue that, two-time winning champion or Heisman winner potentially if he can get it. You just have to stay healthy. Honestly, if he stays healthy, he's going to be the front runner. But the big story of the game yesterday was not the offense, but really the defense and more like the lack thereof. They struggled. The score was 21-14 at half. There was a very unkempt, I don't know how to describe it, unkind third down conversion that San Jose State converted. That was like 3rd and 22, and it was completely of a breakdown by the USC defense, and no one even came close to tackling the quarterback, and he just broke free. And I'm almost positive that it resulted in a touchdown later on in that drive. So, they just have to get off the field. They've got to make stops. They got to be able to make the opposing team's offenses get off the field so that the offense can score. Because honestly, it's one of the best offenses in all the country, like bar none. And they're going to put up points. It just really is the defense's job to make, 6-7 stops a game to be able to really make a difference, to where instead of losing the few games that they lost last year, they're instead winning those games. And then the games that there were like close games, they're winning more like by like 2 or 3 scores. So with that being said, let's move on because there's really not much else to say about that. I think that there's a chance the defense could be better from that performance, because there was some aspects that I did like from the D-line and from the linebacking position. But as far as like a total, there was some missed tackles that really look sad, but we'll move on. Okay, so just real quick, Notre Dame, Navy, Sam Hartman, just, man, flat out. I knew this was going to be potential of this where he's going to have a chance to really make a good season out of this, and already looked amazing. He had 4 incompletions to go with his 4 touchdowns, and it's like, damn, like 4 incompletions, that's crazy. And no turnovers. There was like I think like a play or two, there was like a turnover worthy play, but he got lucky that he didn't get picked off. And Navy is definitely not up to the standard of a, high level Power 5 team. So it's understandable that Notre Dame blew them out. But really what stood out was the fact that Notre Dame's offense looks very efficient, very, I guess, just almost to the point now where it's much different than it's been in the last couple of years, where you probably are going to fear this offense more than you ever have, because the last couple of quarterbacks for Notre Dame didn't really strike fear in anyone. And this team with Sam Hartman does. The running backs look really good. The receivers were catching most of the balls. It's a solid team, and I do have them as a potential playoff team. So I look forward to seeing where they go in the future. We'll move on to Vandy, Hawaii. I'm not going to cover the rest of the other games. It's just Vandy, Hawaii is the last one. Vandy struggled at first, then came back and was up, I believe, 35-14, I believe. I can't remember for sure. But then they went into like turtle mode and kind of just like stopped really doing anything on offense. And then Hawaii kept pushing the ball downfield and made a game of it. They had the ball with a few minutes left, and then they threw the interception. So, actually considering that it was the only competitive game all day, and there was a lightning strike, or not a lightning strike, a storm that prevented them from playing the game on time. So it was nice because I saw the game later because I'm on the West Coast in LA, so I got to see the game up until I don't know what time it was. It was pretty late because we went to dinner, and by the time we came back, it was still on the fourth quarter. So I got to see most of the fourth quarter, which Vandy is going to be this team that probably wins 3 or 4 games again. I know they beat Florida last year and they beat Kentucky last year, but I don't envision them beating either of those teams this year. I think Kentucky is better with Devin Leary, and I think Florida is better. The Florida game is in Florida, so that's bodes well for Florida there too. But I don't know. Vanderbilt, we'll see. I know this guy Clark Lee is, he's an alum and he's in it for the long haul. It's just tough to win at Vanderbilt. They don't get the recruits like other schools. It's a tough academic school, the Harvard of the South, as they say. So I would like to see them, be, at minimum 6-6 every year, but it's going to be tough because they play in the SEC, and now that they're not in, there won't be divisional opponents. It's just going to be matching up against everyone from the SEC. It's going to be even harder for them because they're having to go up against a lot of West opponents, which is a lot tougher than just the East, which, you have, not the best teams in the East. So I don't know. It was an interesting game. I'm glad week 0 is over because now we can get to week 1 and really see some of these big time matchups. We're not going to talk about those today. We're going to leave that for the Wednesday show, Wednesday, Thursday. More than likely it's going to be Thursday. I may do something small for Wednesday, but Thursday for sure there'll be a show before the game in Utah, and we'll break down at least that game for sure with Ian. And then, so normally the show is going to be 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on Sundays and Wednesdays. Catch us out every platform you can imagine. We're on Twitter, which is X, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we'll soon to be on TikTok. We have it on YouTube, so you can catch it anywhere there. And then it'll also be in podcast form on all the podcast formats. Whatever you can find, it's going to be on there. So that's the show. My name is Chris McLean again. We'll see you guys later this week, Wednesday and Thursday. All right, take care. Bye.